what did you want me to show you?
So, Mitry, what are you sitting on?
The machine.
What
the
machine?
mechanism that we made for DI.
Well, tell me about the machine.
Okay. It goes forwards and backwards and into 360. And it lifts up and down.
How did you design the front loader? How does it work?
Oh, well, there's a switch right here that is like a two-directional switch. So obviously up is up and down is down. But has do you care about like all the electrical?
Yeah, I want to understand how this car
works.
works.
So there's 6 terminals on here. 2 of them go to the motor, which turns.
What's a terminal?
It's the part that goes into the switch that you can connect, that's on the outside that you connect the wires to.
Okay.
You solder them on. And so it goes to this bar, which is attached by rope to these pulleys, which then pulls up and down on the scoop.
Okay.
But so that goes to the motor. And then the plus and the minus from these 2 batteries that we combined split. I, just used wire nuts and I made it into 2 wires. So, like, it basically goes minus, minus in, like, opposite corners and plus, plus in opposite corners.
Mm-hmm.
So that then it completes the circuit going up and it also completes the circuit going down.
Okay.
It's different circuits, so it basically just reverses the flow of energy.
Okay.
Alright.
So that's the front loader.
That's the loading part.
How does the car move?
There are underneath 2 motors attached to wheels, which took a while to figure out how to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then, what else do we have under there? There's
2 motors attached to wheels. How did you know what kind of motors to put on there and how strong they needed to be and how big and all that?
Well, we needed, first we got ones that we had already had that we had used before that were made for like making like kitty car drive go thingies.
Oh, okay.
So we just kind of like figured out by testing how strong they were. And then when those were way too loud and annoying and obnoxious, we switched them out for ones with the same schematics or similar schematics that were slightly better.
What do you mean by schematics?
Statistics like torque, volts, amps.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, you definitely understand that. Alright, so
what's that I'm looking at here?
These 2 controllers?
Yeah.
Okay, they're called DC PWM potentiometers.
Okay.
So that means DC stands for direct current, which is like batteries instead of a wall plug-in.
Okay.
And then PWM stands for pulse width modulated, which means that it's going to send like a bit of electricity and a bit of electricity and a bit of electricity and a bit of electricity really quickly, of course, but it's going like zzz really quickly so that it's more efficient than doing it with sending an entire thing, and they last longer and work better and move faster.
Okay.
So, yeah, the motor plugs in both sides and the battery plugs in both sides on both of these things. And then we stuck these little knobby bits on to make it easier to use because the original ones are really little.
Oh.
Alright.
Cool.
So they're screwed in there.
Well, show me how you drive it.
Okay. You push, hold on, stopper switch. You need to know about the safety stop switch. It is basically just a circuit breaker that cuts off the positive flow to the motors and to the potentiometers. So it was really easy to make, but when it's off, these things, nothing works, and when it's on, then they work. And when I turn it on, there's going to be like a little bit of a sound, which is because these things are really hard to get exactly in the middle, and when they're not exactly in the middle, it puts out a little bit of power, but not enough to make the motor turn all the way, so it makes like this like, but then when you actually start using it, it'll be fine. Alright. So you can drive it around.
You can spin it around too.
Yeah, it's fun.
Can you go backward?
Yep.
Cool. Anything else you want to tell me?
Well, do you want to know like what you push goes where?
Sure.
Alright, so when you push this one forward and this one only a little bit forward, it turns that way because this wheel is moving more. And then same thing is just on the other side. And then to go backwards, you do the same thing. So basically, whatever wheel is moving more, the other one is like a pivot.
I
And
see.
then, yeah, and so then if you do them in opposite directions, obviously it's going to spin around in a circle.
Cool.
Alright, that's basically it.